the campfires will go here, 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 and here. And then I think we grab this chompy, put you there. I can taste it. Like we're so close. You washed. Thank you. You go there. And then you go here. And then you go back here. And now cook. And I think we finally beat chapter 4. Holy! You go here. You go here. You go in there. I don't ever want to talk to you again. The problem is we're going to have to touch these again. Like a lot again. Because finishing that PCB was the end of chapter 4. Yes. But here's the deal. Chapter 4 is now completed. Sweet. What it does is it opens up a Better Together and a chapter 9. And I'm not even going to look at that right now. Because what I want to talk about in this video is how I went about where we left off on the last video and turning that into the finished PCB product. Let's start back at Temp Home. Because it all starts here. You need to make an Amadron tablet. And if you've played with Pneumatic Craft, if you're this far into the pack, right? Because you had to do this stuff. So you learned a little bit about it. But maybe you've never made PCBs using the assemblers and all the other stuff. Right? So that's what I want to walk through today on how you can accomplish that. So if you make this Amadron tablet, you're going to need this because you have to buy programs for the drill and the laser. And then once you make the tablet, you have to put it in a charging station. My suggestion is always use these security upgrades when doing anything with Pneumatic Craft so it doesn't go boom. You charge this chumpy up, right? And then let's go right back out here again. In case you've never used one of these, we're going to walk through step by step just so you have an idea. And then you can do your own thing. Take the Amadron tablet, hold it in your hand, shift, right click onto a chest. Now that binds this chest as an inventory of where drones will drop off whatever it is you order through this Amadron tablet. You right click with the tablet in your hand while it's charged. You can see right here, you can order this. And if I right click on that, it's out of items to sell. This isn't good for the video, is it? But normally you would right click on there, and then as long as you have 8 emeralds in this chest, the drone will come, pick up the emeralds, and then another drone will come and drop off that program. Dig it? Now let's go back to the Create factory, and I'll take you on a little walkthrough of what's taken me, I would say, about 16 hours of gameplay to get to. And I'm going to do my best to put it all in an 8-minute video. So we got to get moving and talking fast because that's what people do on the YouTube. We had the lava, right? Cool, sweet. We're pumping lava out of here, unlimited tank, and I'm bringing it down here into a basement that I got a little carried away with while I was waiting for air pressure to build up. But that's neither here nor there. Those lava pipes are feeding liquid compressors. Cool. In each compressor, I have a security upgrade and 4 speed upgrades. These are making air pressure that are feeding. We've already talked about these in the past, the pressure chambers. Okay. Now I'm using these. I have 10 volume upgrades and the security upgrade in here because it's holding a lot of air pressure, and we're going to use even more, but we're using a lot of air pressure as well. So I did this on both sides of this basement. One over there, one over here. This one over here, I never used air pressure in or from. The only thing I used this one for was to make some kind of acid. And in order to do that, you need these pressure chamber interfaces. There's a blue side and an orange side. The blue side is the input. The orange side is the output. I have a barrel here. So when I put it, this etching acid that I made in this requires these parts and pieces right here. 2 pieces of gunpowder, 2 spider eye, 2 rotten flesh, and a bucket of molten plastic. You put all that in here at one time. Boom, it pulls it in, and then it does its thing. It makes the etching acid, and it puts it in this barrel. And that's pretty simple if you know how to make this thing. These are 5x5. You can make the smallest size you can make is a 3x3. But same thing over here. I wasn't sure how I was going to do this, so I just built 2 air tanks. Wanted them to fill up with pressure, and then I built this phenomenal basement, by the way. Let's just take a little around here. Cool. All right, we did that. Now let's go back upstairs. If you've never played with Pneumatic Craft and you're unfamiliar, it shows you in the recipes, like, okay, you need to make, let's go here, this thing, assembly drill, right? Well, what the heck do you do with that? And then if you go here and you click on this, and then you look at this, it tells you in here the required machines. You need an assembly drill, I/O unit import, an I/O unit export, and an assembly platform. And it also requires this program right here, a drill program. You need 2 different types of programs for this process. You need the drill and you need the laser. So if it's a laser, then you'll need a laser in place of this where the assembly drill is, and it'll show you that in the JEI. But that's all it tells you, right? So if you're unfamiliar with this, how do you set these up? You have an importer right here that grabs out of, I always use a Minecraft inventory when I'm playing with this stuff, because any other inventory sometimes gets a little goofed up. So my suggestion would be a barrel, because they look cool, but you can use a chest. Simple. You put the starter piece in here. This guy grabs it. He puts it on this assembly platform right here. And then this is the drill. You have to have these set up in this fashion. The drill will come over, boom, it drills the thing, and then this guy, the exporter, grabs it and puts it in this barrel, and you keep moving down the line throughout your process. This is the starting point. Here's the assembly controller. Same thing, security upgrade goes in here, and you put the program right here. It needs a minimum of 3.5 PSI for this operation. So all these machines right now are stacked at around 5, because that's what those what the heck are they even called? Liquid compressors generate. Okay? The only thing that requires air pressure is the actual assembly controller. Cool. So we made these things in there. Empty PCBs. These things need to be etched using a UV light box. Boom. I have my threshold set very high, because the failure rate, we don't want to deal with that. Same deal. Security upgrade, boom, boom. These are at 96. I have 5 of these right now. This mechanical arm grabs the empty PCBs, puts them in this. It goes into the light box. When it's done its processing, I have these funnels out here with the filter set. It puts them on these depots. This man's grabs them, puts it over here into this brass funnel. And inside here is the etching acid that I was talking about that you needed. The pressure chamber with the interfaces, blah, blah, blah. I put 4 buckets in here. It hasn't used any of it at all. So originally, when I built all this, I was thinking we're going to need a constant supply of this stuff. And that's why I built the other tank. You don't really need that. Or it hasn't proved that you need that, because you can make a bucket of this and it seems to last forever. Cool. One of the only things that lasts forever in this. So it etches it in here. Boom. When it's done, it pulls it out, puts it on this guy, and then this arm grabs it. After that, it needs to be washed. It gets washed. Boom. When it's washed, this smart chute has that washed filter in there. It drops it into this thing, centrifugal separator, maybe. Output to the right, input from the top. And all this stuff I'm powering magmatic dynamos, which is bringing lava in from outside along the ceiling. All these machines are powered by that. Now here, implemented something a little different because I wanted to keep this a little tidy. A faucet on here. This makes, here it is, chromatic waste as a byproduct, which we can't do anything with in this pack. So I'm just voiding it. This faucet, put that on there. Boom, a sponge under here. I bought the sponge through the Amadron tablet, and that voids fluid. And you never have to dry this out with that faucet. Boom, boom, done. Easy. This does its thing. It separates it, and then it goes into this box right here. When 3 of them are in there, it goes into this basin. This dude smashes it. Boom. And then it puts it in. Can I get around here? This is the problem with making things a little tighter. It puts it in this box. Then it goes on to here. Boom. And then you got to use another PCB blueprint right here. Stamp it on there with a deployer. Boom. Now here's liquid green dye. This is something new that we had to make in this area. Cactus, I showed you that in the last video. We're growing it back at home base, temp base. Smelt that. It turns into green dye. That goes in that box. Boom. What I did was I filled up this backpack here with a bunch of this stuff. Anthraquinite, whatever, however you say that, don't know. And the cactus green dye. Blaze burner with straw, feeding it lava. Boom. He stays hot the whole time. This gets pushed over this item drain. It brings the fluid into the basin. Liquid green dye, a bucket of water, anthraquinite or whatever, and a, whoops, cactus, right? Cool. Empty vials go in here, and then we can bring them back to the base with the backpack, the whole deal, right? At some point, maybe we can automate that if needed, but I'm kind of done and beyond the whole moving stuff with trains, so the backpack just kind of seems fitting, and it's easy enough to get back and forth. Now, boom, that dumps that on there, turns it into this guy, whatever that's called. That needs to go into an induction smelter. Input from the left, output to the top, boom, it goes in here, and then that goes, I'm using pusher-puller upgrade cards along this line. It goes into the basin, boom, stamps it. I think 3 pieces have to go in here to make this thing, and then same deal here. We need more PCB blueprints. After it does that process, boom, stamps it, turns it into this guy, which goes here. This arm grabs it, puts it in here, and now we start this whole process all over again, but this one is with a laser. Cool. Same deal, different program, right? Same setup. Importer, it's bringing it into the system. Exporter, it's bringing it out of this system. Air pressure only on the assembly controller, right? That makes these deals. Unassembled PCBs. That's kind of where I'm at a halt right now, because we need molten zinc, and we'll talk about what I'm going to do for that. But I put the limited amount that I had in here to kind of get me through this process. You also need gold dust for this part. Pour the molten nickel on there, gold dust, boom, and then it turns it into whatever that's called. Now up here, putting gold ingots in here, a pulverizer turns it into gold dust. Same deal, magmatic dynamo powered by lava. And then we do one more step with the Pneumatic Craft repressurized importer. Brings it onto the table. A drill, boom, drill program. Same deal, security upgrade, does it. Now it needs to go again. Laser, boom, laser program, does it again. And then that turns it into whatever it's called. And then in here I have an eternal diamond grit sandpaper. It goes across there. Boom, this man cleans it. And then here was my first piece I ran through. This is an absolute troll, Pino. Doesn't belong in here, I don't think. But I mean, you do you know what I mean? Here's the deal. Look at all that stuff we had to do. And then boom, I got this as my first piece. What? Let me just do this real quick. That is a no, okay? That doesn't belong in there. Put that back in there. When we got the good one, it goes in here, okay? Now, then the good one drops onto this depot. This arm grabs it. Boom, it washes it. This was the start of the video, and then boom, it cooks it, and boom, we get one finished PCB. We're gonna need a whole heck of a lot of them. Let me take a little nap real quick, and then we're gonna go talk real quick about what my next move is going forward. Because, like I said, we need a nickel, like a lot of nickel. So I spent this morning building one of these, a drilling machine, and a netherite drill bit. And if I go through here, boom, it takes me here. That is going to be an infinite lava source tank. Yeah, got to set up one more of them. Hopefully, here's the problem that I'm running into. This guy, right, you make an ore vein finder. Boom, you click on there. It says found in chunk nickel vein. Now, if I look at this and here, boom, I'm in a mushroom fields biome. I picked the top one, went to it, and then started searching, and it took me 8 months to find this because it's all on an ocean. But regardless, I think what needs to be done now is I need to set up this drilling machine here on site after I do the lava, and I'm pretty sure and hoping that this is going to be an infinite source for what we need right here for the nickel. Hopefully, I did a good enough job explaining, and maybe you can come up with your own design to make PCBs, because you're going to need a lot of them. Thanks for watching. Have fun and peace.